Why do 90% of people fail at daily affirmations? It's not a lack of willpower, it's a lack of anchoring. What if you could automate your mental growth by piggybacking off habits you already have? Stop trying to remember your goals and start stacking them onto your morning coffee for effortless results. In this video, we're breaking down the neuroscience of micro-habit stacking and how to strategically attach affirmations to routines your body already performs automatically, so the change becomes biological instead of motivational. Welcome to the channel. This is Affirmation Science Lab. Most affirmations fail for one simple reason. They are cognitively unsupported. When someone repeats, "I am confident," "I am abundant," "I am calm," the brain immediately compares that statement against current evidence, current emotional state, current stress levels, current identity patterns. And if the gap is too large, the nervous system detects contradiction. This creates cognitive dissonance, a neurological friction between what is being said and what the brain currently believes is true. The result? Resistance, not transformation. This is why affirmations often feel fake during high-stress moments, because under pressure, the prefrontal cortex becomes less dominant and survival circuitry takes over. The brain prioritizes what feels familiar over what sounds positive. And unanchored affirmations have no biological weight, no sensory proof, no embodied reference point. So the nervous system dismisses them as theoretical language instead of lived reality. This is why motivation fades, because words alone are weak signals, but physical repetition, that is the language of the nervous system. Let's talk about the neuroarchitecture of habit anchoring. Your brain is constantly scanning for patterns, not just thoughts, patterns. And one of the most powerful systems involved in this process is the basal ganglia, the region responsible for automating repetitive behaviors. Every repeated action creates efficiency pathways. Brush your teeth, lock the door, pick up your phone, start the coffee machine. Over time, these behaviors become neurological shortcuts, minimal conscious effort, maximum automatic execution. And this is where habit stacking changes everything. Because instead of forcing affirmations into random moments, you attach them to behaviors that already exist. The routine becomes the carrier signal. The affirmation becomes the new data riding on top of it. Your existing habits become loading docks for identity programming. This shifts the entire strategy. You stop relying on discipline and start leveraging inevitability, because the body already remembers the routine. Now the mind simply learns to associate a new internal state with it. That is associative learning. And the nervous system trusts physical cues more than abstract thought, which means the more consistent the sensory trigger, the more stable the neural pathway becomes. Keep in mind the power of tactile triggers and somatic integration. The most powerful anchors are often the smallest sensory experiences. The temperature of water during your morning shower, the sensation of your hand touching a door handle, the feeling of your feet hitting the floor after waking, the vibration of your phone alarm. These are involuntary experiences, which makes them neurologically valuable because they happen consistently. And consistency is what trains the brain. Here's where the process becomes strategic. Instead of repeating affirmations randomly, you synchronize one affirmation with one physical sensation. For example, every morning when cold water touches your hands, you repeat, "My nervous system knows how to feel safe." Not 10 times, not aggressively, just once, but every single day. The sensory input grounds the statement into the body. This is called a somatic bridge, a physical cue validating a mental instruction in real time. The body becomes evidence, which reduces cognitive resistance. And over time, the affirmation stops feeling aspirational and starts feeling familiar. That's when neural acceptance begins, because familiarity is the nervous system's definition of safety. Here's how to engineer your daily stacking map. The first step is simple. Audit your involuntary habits. Not the habits you want to build, the habits already happening automatically. Morning coffee, seatbelt click, bathroom mirror, unlocking your front door, walking to your car, charging your phone at night. These routines are high-frequency neurological entry points. Now build your stacking map strategically. Morning affirmations should focus on physiological regulation and emotional stability. Things like, "I can handle today calmly." "My body is safe in motion." "I move through pressure without collapse." Midday affirmations can target performance and focus. Evening affirmations should reinforce identity consolidation. Statements like, "I am becoming someone who trusts themselves." "My nervous system is learning consistency." "I no longer need chaos to feel familiar." If you are interested in the latest technology, today's wearable biofeedback tools are making this process even more precise. Smart rings, stress tracking watches, HRV monitoring systems. These tools can identify moments of optimal neuroplasticity, when the nervous system is most receptive to new conditioning. Imagine receiving a subtle vibration during a calm physiological state, prompting a specific affirmation exactly when the brain is most adaptable. That is where behavioral neuroscience is moving, not motivation, synchronization. Next, let's focus on the identity shift and long-term maintenance. At first, you are consciously performing the stack, but eventually, something deeper happens. The affirmation no longer feels like effort, because identity starts reorganizing around repetition. You stop trying to be calm. You become someone whose nervous system expects regulation. You stop forcing confidence. You become someone whose body recognizes safety during visibility. This is the shift from behavioral performance to embodied identity. But there is one important rule. Keep the anchor stable, even if the affirmation evolves. This prevents what researchers sometimes call anchor decay. The physical trigger stays constant, but the affirmation matures as your nervous system changes. For example, at first, "I am learning to feel safe." Later becomes, "I trust myself under pressure." Same trigger, new level of identity. The nervous system maintains continuity while expanding self-concept. That is how lasting change happens, not through intensity, through layered familiarity over time. So, here's the challenge. Choose one tactile anchor today, just one. The feeling of water, a door handle, your car ignition, your morning coffee mug, and attach a single affirmation to it. not for motivation, for conditioning. Because consistency is rarely a discipline problem. It's usually a design problem. And when affirmations are strategically anchored into routines your body already trusts, change stops feeling forced and starts becoming automatic. If this video helped you understand the neuroscience of habit stacking and identity conditioning, like, share, and subscribe to Affirmation Science Lab for more science-based strategies on rewiring the nervous system, subconscious conditioning, and long-term behavioral transformation. And if you want deeper nighttime reprogramming, watch our previous video on how sleep-based affirmations interact with REM cycles to accelerate belief rewiring. See you in the next experiment.